Welcome to Mountain Mom Strong and the early postpartum program. So, early postpartum, we're going to be spending a lot of time in and around the bed, feeding, holding baby, bonding, and trying to recover and relax as much as we can. So, the first exercises we want to do postpartum is to help restore our breath and connection to our core. Baby took up a lot of space, pressed our diaphragm up quite high. So we want to try to use our breath to bring that back down. Ribs got really stiff, back got really tight. So we're going to work on back body expansion and relieving that low back tightness so that our core can function as a nice unit. When we're in good alignment, everything can function really well. We're going to start off with some nice supported positions in the bed. So we're going to begin with some 360 breathing. And 360 breathing means we want to breathe into our belly, our ribs, and our back. Often we breathe a lot into our belly, but we really want to focus on the expansion in the back today, into the ribs, and a gentle bit of air down onto our pelvic floor, feeling that relaxation in the pelvic floor. So we're going to place our hands on our ribs here, and we're going to inhale through our nose and expand out into the ribs and into the back. To get more expansion into the back, we're just going to tilt our pelvis backwards. So a little posterior pelvic tilt. So you can kind of lift up, reposition, tilt your pelvic or tilt your pelvis backwards there. So let's try that again. Inhale, expand. Feel how you can press more into the bed. Exhale, just relax. You might feel a gentle recoil at pelvic floor. Inhale, expand. Inhale, expand. And then exhale, relax. Visualize inhaling and expanding, ribs coming out, back pressing into the bed and the pelvic floor relaxing. Inhale. Exhale. Feel the rise of belly and expansion in the ribs. Exhale, feel the fall. Now we're going to start to think about pelvic floor, and it's just going to be like 30%. We're just going to pull the pelvic floor up, and we're going to draw the hip bones inwards. So we're going to inhale, expand, 360. And then exhale, lift pelvic floor gently, pulling it up and hip bones in. Just gentle. If this doesn't feel comfortable at this stage, stick with just relaxing on that exhale. So inhale, expand. Exhale, lift and engage. Inhale, expand. Exhale, lift. Inhale, expand. Exhale, lift. Good. So now we're just going to change positions. We're going to exhale and go over onto our side. Have your knees and hips bent here, kind of knees at hip height. And we're going to breathe into our side body. And you can kind of round into that back a little bit to get that back body expansion. So I'm rounding in here. I'm going to place my hand on my ribs and I'm going to try to make it rise up with my breath. So I'm going to inhale, expand. Feel the expansion into the back body, into the ribs. Exhale, just relax. Inhale, expand. Exhale, 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 relax. Good. 2 more breaths here. Last one. Good. We're going to go into some thoracic rotation and mobility in our spine. Our spine's designed to really rotate, flex, and extend and side bend. We're stuck in a lot of postures that keep us really stiff up in our back there, feeding, holding, and sitting. So we're going to kind of try to undo some of that gently here. So we're going to do a little opening of the book. So we're going to inhale, reach past our fingertips, and then exhale, we're going to open up. If you've had a C-section, we can limit the amount you're opening up by placing a pillow behind your back. And that can just limit how far you're rotating and less pull on the abdominals here. So you can start with a smaller lever here with your elbow bent as well. And when you're ready for a deeper stretch more into your chest, you can open up. So inhale, reach forward. Feel that expansion into these ribs here and in and around your scapula. And then exhale, open up. So if that feels good, you can take that away and you can open up a little further. Inhale, expand. Big expansion here. And then exhale, open up. Inhale, expand, relax. Nice 360. I can feel air even coming down into here. Exhale, open up. Inhale, expand. Exhale, and opening up. Let's do 3 more. And again, just doing as many that feels good for you. You don't have to do as many as I'm doing. And you can pause the video and do more if it feels good and you want more. Following your eyes to your hand, rotating the neck there. And really feel that inhale and that expansion here on the inhale. And exhale. So we're going to roll over. So exhale, shift those hips over. And we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to start in a little tuck so that we can expand into our back and into our ribs here. And we're just going to inhale and expand, relax pelvic floor. And then exhale, just let everything recoil back. No trying to engage. Inhale, expand. See that expansion all through here. And then exhale. Inhale, expand. Exhale, relax. Inhale, expand. Exhale, relax. Inhale, expand. Exhale, relax. Inhale, expand. Exhale, relax. Let's do 2 more. Good. We're going to go to the thoracic mobility, so you can place the pillow behind your back to be a bit more supportive and limit your range. And then we're going to pull, inhale, reach forward, expand into the ribs. Exhale, opening up. So start small, see how that feels. And then you can open more if that feels good. You can take the pillow away and get a deeper range. You can play around with your knees, how that feels, higher or lower. Kind of want to keep them about hip height so that we're rotating through our thoracic spine and not just our lumbar there. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, pull back. Make sure this knee is not lifting. You can always hold this knee down, or as you open up, reach that knee forward. Notice how it limits how far I can go. Getting nice expansion there. Couple more. Last one. Good. So we're going to go over onto our back here. And I'm just going to shimmy down a little bit so I have some room for my arms to reach up. So from here, we're just going to inhale and expand and then exhale. Let the air out. But we want to make sure when our arms go over our head here that we're not flaring. So we're going to try to time it. Inhale here. And then exhale. Reach your arms up. Inhale. Exhale. If that's enough of a stretch there, stay there. If you want a deeper stretch, grab your pillow here, like kind of a narrower, long pillow, and you're going to lie yourself over this pillow, and then we're kind of lower in our elbows so there's a bit more stretch here. So I'm going to inhale, expand, exhale, reach my arms up. Inhale, expand, exhale, reach them up. If you want to start to connect your core with this movement, you can, but try not to overthink it. Just inhale, expand, and relax. Exhale, lift pelvic floor, engage core, and raise the arms up. Inhale, relax, come down. Exhale, lift and engage. Inhale, and then exhale. And feel that expansion into your back on the inhale, into your ribs, not just all in your belly. Couple more. Inhale. Good. So these are just a few exercises you can do in and around your bed. Just takes about 10 minutes, and it's going to help just with your posture, help you reconnect your breath to your diaphragm and your pelvic floor and core, and it's just the beginning phases to help that reconnection process. So give it a go 1 or 2 times throughout the day, more if it feels good, and modify when needed, especially if you have a C-section. Place that pillow behind your back as you're opening up, and if it doesn't feel good to lift pelvic floor and engage, then just do the relaxation breaths on the inhale, open and relax, and then exhale, relax, and just feel that gentle recall. No pressure. Everyone heals at different stages, and do what you can little by little, and we're just going to keep building and progressing over the weeks. So happy healing.